Betrayal and Heartbreak. The little couple's home in flames, broken heart. Jen Arnold's shocking loss revealed. Hello friends, I am Elena, welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. The world of the little couple has always been full of love, determination, and the inspiring story of Dr. Jen Arnold, Bill Klein, and their children Will and Zoe. Fans have followed them for years, watching as they built a beautiful life despite life's many challenges. From health battles to parenting joys, Jen and Bill always seem to rise above everything with hope and resilience. But recently, shocking news sent waves of heartbreak through the entire fan community. A devastating turn of events has left the family facing an unimaginable loss, with betrayal and tragedy coming together in a way no one could have predicted. It all started when whispers of trouble began to circulate online. For years, the little couple home had been a place of warmth and love, the center of countless family moments that viewers cherished. Fans had seen birthday celebrations, holiday gatherings, and milestones unfold within those walls. That house represented more than just bricks and wood. It was a symbol of everything Jen and Bill had worked for, their American dream come true. But behind the smiles and family photos, storm clouds had been quietly gathering, and no one realized how bad things were about to get. According to sources close to the family, Jen had been dealing with a series of personal betrayals in recent months. People she had trusted, friends, business partners, even those she thought were like family, had allegedly taken advantage of her kindness. There were rumors of financial disputes, property disagreements, and tensions that had been building for some time. Still, Jen tried to keep her focus on her work as a neonatologist and on being the best mother possible to Will and Zoe. She had always been known for her strength, for her ability to smile even when life threw the hardest battles her way, including her past fight with cancer. But nothing could have prepared her for the heartbreak that came next. The shocking news broke late one evening. The family's beloved home had gone up in flames. Firefighters rushed to the scene, but by the time the fire was contained, the damage was catastrophic. Years of memories, photos, keepsakes, the children's artwork, gifts from fans, and priceless personal belongings were reduced to ashes. The sight of the home, once full of love and laughter, now blackened and broken, brought tears to the eyes of neighbors and fans alike. First, many assumed it was just a tragic accident, a faulty wire, a kitchen mishap, maybe even a lightning strike. But then reports surfaced suggesting something far darker. Investigators began looking into the possibility of arson. Whispers of betrayal grew louder as people close to the family hinted that someone with a personal grudge might have been involved. The idea that this wasn't just a random tragedy but a deliberate act of malice left everyone stunned. Jen Arnold, known for her composure and grace under pressure, was reportedly devastated. Friends shared that she broke down upon hearing the news, struggling to process how someone could destroy not just her home but a place filled with so many cherished family moments. This was the house where Will and Zoe had celebrated their first days as part of the Arnold Klein family. It was where birthdays were celebrated, holidays spent, and countless milestones captured for the show's loyal fans. Now all of it was gone. Bill Klein, always the pillar of support for Jen, was said to be equally heartbroken. But beyond the grief, there was also anger. Betrayal truly played a role in this tragedy. It meant someone close to them had crossed a line no one could ever have imagined. Fans flooded social media with messages of love and support, using hashtags to pray for the family, offer help, and demand justice if wrongdoing was involved. Insurance representatives, investigators, and even legal teams reportedly became involved as the scope of the loss unfolded. Some insiders claimed there had been disputes over property ownership and finances leading up to the fire, raising suspicions that this tragedy might not have been random at all. The idea that greed, jealousy, or revenge could lead to such destruction left everyone shaken. For Jen, the heartbreak wasn't just about losing a house. It was about losing the sense of safety and trust she had built around her family. This was supposed to be their sanctuary after years of living in the public eye, facing health scares, and navigating fame. Instead, it had become the center of pain and betrayal. Despite the devastation, those who know Jen best say she has remained focused on her children above all else. Will and Zoe reportedly took the loss hard, struggling to understand how their home could be gone overnight. But Jen, even in her grief, reminded them that home was ultimately where families stayed together, not just the building they lived in. Her strength in comforting her children while facing her own heartbreak has been called nothing short of remarkable by those close to her. Fans across the globe have rallied to support the family. Crowdfunding campaigns, donation offers, and countless messages of love have poured in, showing just how much Jen, Bill, and their children mean to people. Viewers who watch the little couple from its earliest days feel like they've grown up alongside the family, sharing in their joys and now in their heartbreak. As investigations continue, the truth behind the fire remains the biggest unanswered question. Was it truly an accident, or was there a sinister motive? Betrayal was involved, who was responsible, and why would they target a family known for their kindness and generosity? Authorities have yet to release final conclusions, but speculation continues to swirl online, with fans demanding answers and justice. For now, Jen Arnold faces the difficult task of rebuilding, not just a house but a sense of security for her family. Those who have followed her journey know that if anyone has the strength to rise from the ashes, it is Jen. She has faced life-threatening illnesses, public scrutiny, and personal loss before. Yet this latest tragedy cuts deeper because it involves not just physical loss but the possibility of broken trust and betrayal by someone once considered close. As the story unfolds, one thing remains certain: the love and support for the little couple family have never been stronger. Fans believe that while a house can be destroyed, the spirit of the family that inspired millions cannot be broken. Jen Arnold's resilience, Bill's unwavering support, and the innocence and love of Will and Zoe will carry them through this storm, no matter how dark the days ahead may seem. The heartbreak of losing their home will never be forgotten, but neither will the outpouring of love from people around the world. Whether betrayal or tragedy, this chapter of the little couple's story will stand as a reminder that even in the face of flames, family, love, and hope can survive. The world of reality television has witnessed many heartwarming journeys, but few have captured hearts the way Jennifer Arnold and Bill Klein did. As the stars of the little couple, they built a legacy of love, resilience, and inspiration for millions of viewers. For years, their lives unfolded on screen, from heartwarming adoption stories to medical challenges, career triumphs, and everyday family moments that resonated deeply with fans. Yet now, after everything they have shared, Jennifer Arnold and Bill Klein have reached the end of their chapter together. It is not a decision made lightly, nor one without reflection, but it marks the beginning of a new era where both are open to the possibilities of new love, fresh starts, and unexplored paths. Jennifer and Bill's story began with immense optimism and the belief that love could conquer all obstacles. Their journey was filled with countless moments that showcased their deep commitment to one another and their family. They built a home filled with laughter, supported each other through health struggles, and celebrated milestones as a united front. Fans watched them welcome their children, Will and Zoe, into their lives through adoption, proving that love creates families, not biology alone. Their dedication to parenthood became one of the most admired aspects of their relationship, as they navigated sleepless nights, school milestones, and the normal challenges of raising children while balancing demanding careers. Jennifer, with her accomplished career as a neonatologist, inspired viewers with her compassion and strength. She became a role model not only for little people but for anyone facing adversity, showing that determination and education could break barriers and shatter stereotypes. Meanwhile, Bill brought humor, warmth, and an unwavering sense of loyalty to the family, becoming a beloved figure in his own right. Together, they seemed unstoppable, a team tackling life with courage and optimism. But life often unfolds in ways no one anticipates. Over time, personal growth, shifting priorities, and life's unpredictable nature led Jennifer and Bill to reevaluate their relationship. What once felt like a forever love story slowly transformed into two people realizing that happiness sometimes means walking separate paths. It was not about scandal or betrayal but about acceptance. Acceptance that love can evolve, and sometimes the kindest act two people can offer each other is the freedom to seek fulfillment individually. Ending a marriage is never easy, especially one lived so publicly. Yet Jennifer and Bill handled their separation with the same grace that defined much of their journey. There were no explosive headlines or bitter disputes. only a quiet understanding that their marriage had reached its natural conclusion. They remained united in one crucial area: the love and commitment they share for their children. Will and Zoe remain their top priority, and both Jennifer and Bill have made it clear that co-parenting with respect and love will guide their future as a family, even if the shape of that family has changed. Fans, understandably, felt a mixture of sadness and support when news of their separation surfaced. For many, Jennifer and Bill's marriage symbolized hope, perseverance, and unwavering love in the face of life's challenges. To learn that this chapter had ended was bittersweet. Yet, as details emerged, it became clear that this was not a story of loss but of transformation. Both Jennifer and Bill have expressed gratitude for the years they shared, the family they built, and the lessons learned along the way. With the closing of one chapter comes the opening of another. Jennifer, ever the optimist, has embraced the idea of new beginnings. She continues to excel in her medical career, mentor young doctors, and advocate for children's health. But beyond her professional life, she has also hinted at being open to the possibility of new love. It is not about replacing the past but about acknowledging that life still holds room for companionship, romance, and joy. Jennifer has spoken about the importance of personal growth, self-discovery, and the courage it takes to open one's heart again after a significant loss. Bill, too, has begun exploring life. Known for his humor and entrepreneurial spirit, he has approached this new chapter with a mixture of reflection and hope. He has shared that while the end of a marriage brings sadness, it also brings opportunities to rediscover oneself, to meet new people, and to experience love in different ways. Bill remains deeply devoted to his children but is also learning to embrace life as an individual rather than part of a couple, a shift that comes with both challenges and exciting possibilities. The idea of new love for both Jennifer and Bill has sparked curiosity among fans. Who might they meet? Will they find partners who share their passions, values, and zest for life? While neither has rushed into relationships, both have made it clear that they are open to whatever the future holds. Love, after all, does not come with an expiration date. Whether through friendships that blossom into romance or unexpected encounters that spark connection, both Jennifer and Bill are ready to welcome love in its many forms. Their children, Will and Zoe, continue to be surrounded by love from both parents, grandparents, and extended family. Jennifer and Bill have made sure that their separation does not overshadow the stability and happiness of their children's lives. Family celebrations, school achievements, and everyday routines continue with both parents fully involved, proving that while their marriage may have ended, their commitment to family remains unshaken. As Jennifer and Bill move forward, their story becomes one of reinvention. They have shown that endings, while difficult, can also be beginnings. They have reminded fans that love is not diminished by change but can expand in new and unexpected ways. Their willingness to be vulnerable, to share their journey, and to embrace the unknown has resonated deeply with those who have followed their story for years. In the world of reality television, where drama often overshadows authenticity, Jennifer Arnold and Bill Klein have remained refreshingly real. Their separation, like their marriage, has been handled with dignity, respect, and a focus on what truly matters: family, love, and personal happiness. As they step into the future, both carry with them the memories of a shared life, the pride of raising two incredible children, and the hope that new love and new adventures await just beyond the horizon. For years, Bill had watched Jen defy the odds in almost every aspect of life. From her medical career to her dedication as a mother and her role as a television personality, Jen carried herself with grace and determination. She had faced countless health struggles since childhood due to her rare form of dwarfism, and yet she never let any of it define her spirit. But this time, things were different. This time, the words major hip surgery didn't just sound like another medical hurdle. They felt like a mountain that stood between the life they knew and an uncertain future that neither of them was prepared to face. Bill had always been the calm and collected one, the anchor in the storm whenever life tried to pull them apart. But as the reality of Jen's condition set in, he couldn't hide the ache that ran deep in his heart. Watching someone you love endure pain is one of life's cruelest challenges, and for Bill, knowing what Jen would have to go through left him feeling helpless. He wanted to be strong for her, for their children, for their family, but inside, he was carrying a weight heavier than anything he had ever known. The news of Jen's surgery spread quickly among friends, fans, and loved ones who had followed their story over the years. The couple had been open about their lives through their show, The Little Couple, where millions watched them navigate marriage, parenthood, and the ups and downs of life with humor and resilience. Viewers had seen them face medical scares before, but this time felt far more serious. Jen's hip surgery wasn't just a routine procedure. It came with risks, uncertainty, and the long road of recovery that would follow. Bill couldn't stop his mind from wandering into dark places at times. What if something went wrong? What if Jen's recovery was harder than expected? What if the surgery changed their lives in ways they couldn't predict? He knew he had to stay positive, but the fear lingered like a shadow he couldn't shake. Jen, on the other hand, remained the fighter she had always been. Even as she prepared herself mentally and physically for what lay ahead, she tried to reassure Bill and the kids that everything would be fine. That was Jen, always putting others first, even when she was the one facing pain and uncertainty. Her strength amazed Bill, but it also made his heart ache even more because he knew how much she must be hiding behind that brave smile. The days leading up to the surgery were some of the hardest for Bill. There were endless medical appointments, consultations with specialists, and hours spent researching everything they could about the procedure. Bill made sure to be by Jen's side through it all, even when he felt like his own emotions might betray him. He couldn't let her see how scared he really was. He needed to be her rock, just as she had been his so many times before. Their children, Will and Zoe, were old enough to sense that something serious was happening. Bill and Jen tried their best to explain things in a way that wouldn't frighten them. They reassured the kids that Mommy was going to be okay, that the doctors were going to help her feel better, and that Daddy would be there the whole time. But deep down, Bill worried about how the surgery and recovery would affect the kids emotionally. He didn't want them to see their mother in pain or feel scared about the future. As the surgery date drew closer, Bill found himself reflecting on the life they had built together. From the early days of their marriage to adopting their children to the highs and lows of fame, they had faced so many challenges as a team. This was just another chapter, he told himself, but it didn't make the weight on his chest feel any lighter. He remembered all the times Jen had bounced back from adversity before, how she had faced cancer, countless surgeries, and health scares with unshakable courage. If anyone could get through this, it was her. And yet, this time felt heavier because he knew how much pain she had already endured in her life. The morning of the surgery arrived like a storm cloud hovering over them. Bill barely slept the night before. He held Jen's hand, kissed her forehead, and tried to smile even though his heart was pounding. The doctors explained everything once again, the procedure, the risks, the expected recovery, but all Bill could think about was getting her safely through it. He put on a brave face for Jen, for the kids, for everyone who looked to him for reassurance, but inside, he felt like he was falling apart. As Jen was taken into the operating room, Bill felt a wave of emotions crash over him. Helplessness, fear, love, hope. It was a mix he couldn't even put into words. He sat in the waiting area, surrounded by family and close friends, but he barely heard anything anyone said. His mind was with Jen every single second, silently praying for her safety, for the doctor's steady hands, for the outcome they all desperately wanted. The hours felt like days. Every time the door opened, Bill's heart skipped a beat, hoping for news. He kept picturing Jen on the operating table, surrounded by machines and surgeons, and it tore him apart inside. He hated that she had to go through this. He hated that he couldn't take her place. He hated feeling so powerless. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the doctors came out with news. The surgery was over. Jen had made it through. Bill felt his knees nearly give out from the relief that flooded him. There were still challenges ahead, pain management, physical therapy, months of recovery, but the worst was over. She was alive. She was safe. That was all that mattered. Seeing Jen in the recovery room was both a comfort and a heartbreak. She was groggy, weak, and clearly in pain, but she managed a small smile when she saw Bill. That smile broke him in the best way possible. She was still fighting. She was still the same strong, determined woman he had fallen in love with, even if the road ahead would be tough. In the days that followed, Bill stayed by Jen's side as much as possible. He helped her with everything, from adjusting pillows to managing medication schedules. He became her biggest cheerleader during physical therapy sessions, even when she was frustrated by how hard it was to regain her strength. He celebrated every small victory, every step forward, no matter how tiny it seemed. There were moments when the pain was overwhelming for Jen, and seeing her struggle tore Bill apart. But he never let her see how much it hurt him too. He stayed strong because that's what she needed. He cooked for the kids, kept the household running, and tried to maintain a sense of normalcy even when everything felt different. Through it all, Bill and Jen's bond grew even stronger. The surgery tested them in ways they hadn't expected, but it also reminded them how much they meant to each other. They had faced so many battles before, and this was just one more they would conquer together. Looking back, Bill realized how much the experience had changed him. He had always loved Jen deeply, but seeing her go through such a major surgery made him appreciate her even more. Her strength, her resilience, her unwavering spirit, it all inspired him in ways he couldn't fully explain. Their children learned a lot through the experience too. They saw firsthand what it meant to fight through challenges, to stick together as a family, to support each other no matter what. It wasn't easy, but it brought them closer in ways that would last a lifetime. For Bill Klein, the memory of Jen's surgery would always bring a mix of emotions: fear, love, pain, relief, but most of all, it reminded him of the incredible woman he married and the unbreakable bond they shared. Life would continue to throw challenges their way, but as long as they had each other, he knew they could face anything. Jen's recovery became a story of hope and resilience not just for their family, but for everyone who had followed their journey. Fans from around the world sent messages of love and support, inspired once again by Jen's courage and Bill's unwavering devotion. And as they moved forward, stronger than ever, Bill carried with him the lesson that love isn't just about the good times. It's about holding each other up when the world feels heavy, staying by each other's side through the pain, and never losing hope even when the road ahead seems uncertain.